We've always heard that fortune favors the bold, but the magazine Stout is taking that idea to a brand new level. I'm here with founder and publisher Christi Hester this morning. Good morning, Christi.
Good morning.
Tell me, what is Stout about? It's been up and running for about a year and a half now.
Right. So Stout is not about beer.
Okay, all right, that's an important distinction. Yeah, I'm glad we know.
Yes, all good with the beer and all, but when we say Stout, we're referring to the brave and determined.
Okay.
So our focus is leadership and purpose.
All right, and so in what ways do you kind of take that idea and work with it? Because you have a weekly periodical. It is a lot of writing that you guys have to be doing.
Yes, we're really fortunate. So we look around to see what's out there. There's so much great content out there. Mm-hmm. So whether it is Harvard Business Review or Drunk History.
I love Drunk History. That's a ton of fun.
I know. We don't care where the learnings are. We just grab them and share them with our audience. Our goal is to fuel people so they can pursue their purpose and become leaders themselves.
That is so amazing.
So from
go ahead.
So we'll cover a global thought leader or an everyday Stout person in the same vein. Mm-hmm.
And locals who lead is something that's really important to you.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. If we're fortunate in Austin to have such a fruitful playground of leaders.
Yeah.
So with all this around us, how can we not source? But every day there are people in your everyday life you can source from too. And the local leaders we choose because they've made an impact here. And so we want to encourage people and show them what's possible.
I love that. And you like to get people's week started on a good note with a Motivation Monday. But Motivation Monday doesn't necessarily have to just be a quote about doing better.
Right. I mean, that's all fine and dandy as you're like drugging in Monday. But, we really want to get people excited and give them something they can use. So we'll have a motivational quote about our theme that month, but we'll go a little deeper and serve by giving them some insight behind that person and some actionable takeaways that they can do that day to help fuel their success journey.
To implement in order to make them better. I love that. And tell me a little about the journey. How did you get Stout started?
Well, it was one of those things that just kind of hit me one day. I was working on a project and I was equally inspired. I was doing a magazine with a local ad agency, and I was equally inspired by the story on the truck driver and the warehouse worker as I was a CEO. And I thought it's a shame that this is just going to stay here and no one else is going to see it.
Wow.
And at the same time, I was interviewing for a C-level pub coming to town, and I wanted more. I wanted more of those kind of stories, and to take leadership off of the echelon of these people. Like I was reading this John Paul DeJoria article, and he just seemed so far. Even though I'd followed him for years, but I wanted to relate to him more personally. Okay. So that's why.
I love it.
Yeah.
And just very, very quickly, what's ahead? What's next?
Well, we're rolling out these local who lead articles and vignettes here. So every Friday we'll be out this month fueling purpose and leadership. And we'll have some great events in the queue for Stout. Right. So, and every Friday you can get us in our Friday Fuel.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Christi.
Thank you.
You can follow Stout Magazine on Facebook, Instagram, and other social media platforms. For more inspirational articles, events, and success stories, go to stoutmagazine.com.